Hi and welcome to the classroom, Chef Roger. I'm about to do a little series on eggs, how to cook eggs. The recipe is going to be an omelette basquaise, which is a flat omelette with a stuffing of sauteed pepper, onion, tomato, garlic, a little bouquet garni into that. That we cook with a little compote, like a little ratatouille style I would say. And we add it to our eggs and then we just make a beautiful flat omelette with that. Then I'm going to show you how we make a classic poached egg, just how we take an egg, crack it, and poach it in some boiling water, simmering water for a certain amount of time. That will be our poached egg. Also, œuf cocotte à la crème, which is some kind of poached egg, but we poach it in some heavy cream. Delicious, very nice, very easy, and you make a great breakfast, like all those egg recipes. Little egg white omelette is going to be demoed too. Soft boiled egg and an hard boiled egg. Okay, those soft boiled and hard boiled egg are just egg cooked in the shell into some boiling water for a certain amount of time. We'll discuss those when we get to that. Again, thank you to be in my classroom, and I hope you enjoyed that little lesson. So let's start with our omelette basquaise. First, I need to make my garnish for that. Like I was saying, I have some sweet pepper. Here I'm using orange sweet pepper. You could use green, yellow, red, up to you what you have. Me, I have those in the house, so I'm using those. They slice finely, I will say 2 mm thick. Here I have some onion, émincé, same thickness, 1 to 2 mm, and some tomato, chopped tomato here that I have. A little clove of garlic, some thyme, a bay leaf. And I'm going to cook all that in some olive oil. Here we go. First I'm going to put the olive oil in my pan that was a little preheated before. I'm going to let it warm up a little bit, then I'm going to add my pepper with the onions. I'm going to let that cook gently for a good 8 to 10 minutes. Then I will add my tomato, chopped tomatoes, garlic, and my little bouquet garni of bay leaf and thyme here. I will then season it with some salt and pepper. So when I'm warming the sauté pan here with the oil, I don't want it too hot, huh? Just, just hot enough. You don't want to see any smoke at that point. Just, you want to feel a little heat. Right, I feel right now. I'm going to add the pepper. See, it's a light sear. As I add my pepper, I'm going to season them a little bit. I'm going to let that cook for 2 minutes and then I will add my onions to it. The sweet pepper needs a little bit more time to cook, so we start with them and then we'll add our onions. Let that cook and then add the tomato fondue, the garlic and our herbs here. Then we let everything cook slowly for a good 15-20 minutes till everything is nicely tender. So now my onions. I add the onions, so I add a little bit more seasoning of salt and black pepper. We mix our onions and pepper together. So I add my onions and my sweet pepper. We're going to let that cook till the onions start to break apart a little bit to soften up. Then we add the tomato. So that's been cooking together for 5 minutes. I'm looking at my pepper, they're nice and soft. I'm taking my onion, the same. This is what you want before you add your tomato product. The garlic, those little herbs here. You don't really need to tie them up, we just remove them like that, since they're whole. Gonna mix all that nicely together. And again, let it cook slowly. I will say for a good 10 to 15 minutes. You don't want to develop too much color though. Tomato could burn very easily, so keep that on a low heat so you don't have any bad surprise. You bring it all together, and you don't want just to have a tomato in one part of your pan and the vegetable around it. You want to make sure it's well mixed together and it all comes together like that. Don't leave anything on your side or that will dry and eventually burn. And you might bring that after to your recipe and you try to prevent that. Voila. Now we're just going to be patient. So our Basquaise garniture is cooked. I'm going to put that into a little container here. And now we're going to switch to our omelette. So I'm going to use 5 eggs for that omelette. I'm going to use my little eggshell splitter here to break those. Oopsie. I like using that because I can keep those eggshells for presentation at the dishes I'm working on. So 5, huh? Okay, a little seasoning. Salt and pepper. And we're going to stir the egg. I'm using a fork, don't use a whisk. Whisk don't stir the egg well for an omelette, for that kind. You know, you want to use a fork. Me, I have a wooden fork here. That's the only thing I allowed in that non-stick. Anything else will scratch it, and I'm already not a big fan of non-stick. So I'm using that wooden spoon. So I'm using that wooden fork here. Okay. In there I'm going to add some of my mixture, not all of it, good amount, I would say 2 good tablespoons. I have that piece of garlic but I didn't put in, might be a little too strong, so be careful. If you see that piece of garlic, I could have removed it when I removed my, my herbs too. And we mix that well. I'm going to put my heat on, let it warm up, and I'm going to add a nice little chunk of butter here into it. Put my butter. I'm going to wait for the butter to be completely melted, then I will add the egg into it. My butter is melted. I'm adding my little mixture here. And now I'm going to stir that into the pan so it cooks evenly. You don't want just to let your egg mixture set like that without moving it, because then you have some part of the omelette that be cooked and the other one will still be runny, and you're trying to have that cooked all together at the same time. So you have a nice and creamy omelette. I don't want it too dry. When I see that it's almost done, I'm going to shake it this way. Make sure everything is filled everywhere. And when I see that everything is nicely cooked, I'm just going to flip that omelette. If you're not too comfortable flipping it, you could take a plate, put it on top, flip the omelette on top of that, then slide it back into the pan. When do I know I can flip the omelette? It's when it's getting loose. You know, you have to shake it a little bit and it needs to move around. If it doesn't move, that means the pan is not hot enough and it's not loose from the bottom, and you try to flip that, it's just going to break apart on you. So make sure before you're trying to flip it, that it move around, like that. I'm using an induction burner here, so it takes a little bit longer than if I was on a gas stove to flip it. So that's why it's taking a little bit longer on an induction, and I have to wait a little bit more to make sure it's ready. So now I can see, okay, I can see now that the omelette is moving into the pan. See? That's going to be ready to be flipped. Here we go. Woo! We flip that egg. We flip that omelette. We have a nice yellow color on the bottom here. I'm going to cook it on the other side for 10 seconds and remove it right now. So I'm sure I don't have something too dry. It's still a little moist inside. And this is what we want. Okay, that's ready. I'm taking my plate and I'm just going to let it slide on the plate this way. So to finish that beautiful omelette, I'm going to take a little bit of parsley here that I'm going to chop and put it on top of it. Always make sure to wash your herbs before you use them. It's very important. If not, it's going to be a little grainy, which is really not nice when you eat something, to have that feeling of sand behind. And here, a little bit of parsley. What you could do too is take a little piece of butter and tap it a little bit like that. It's going to make it shiny. If I did that before adding my parsley, it'd be a good idea. See, you just go like that and tap your omelette with it. Give it a little shine here. Now to finish the omelette, we want to take a little bit of our mixture here and put that right into the center. Do a nice little presentation here, just like that. Here it is, Omelette Basquaise, beautiful little thing, ready to be eaten. Thank you for watching. I see you on next class for the rest of our egg preparation. Thank you. Bye-bye.